It's time to talk Utah State football with the head coach of the Aggies, Bronco Mendenhall, on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
He is the head coach of the Utah State Aggies, Bronco Mendenhall, kind enough to join us as he does every Monday. And, Coach, I know that it's about the process, but and it's about the long-term development as these guys, as players and as human beings as well. But got to imagine the food tastes a little bit better. Everything is a little bit better after a big win like that.
Man, that's an understatement. Yeah, it was a really good win for our program. I think most had slotted that game, probably their coach and myself, as a game that's going to the end, maybe relatively low scoring as the rest of their games have been, their defense playing strong, it being a 1 to 3 point outcome, difference at the end. And yet it didn't start like that, and it certainly didn't finish like that. So just lots of really positive things from an execution, mindset, energy, and a consistency standpoint from our team.
Well, Coach, the first thing that catches my eye, just coming from a trench perspective, giving up 0 sacks and Bryson Barnes nearly throwing for 400 yards. Talk about the offensive front. How much did that produce and help, and what did Bryson Barnes get out of that?
Yeah, just exactly what you said. The bye week after 8 weeks came at a really good time, and lots of opportunities to see what we were doing, how we were doing it, possible ways to do it better. And then a week of just, I thought, our best week of practice, not only from an energy but an intent and a desire to play the game and play it really at a high level. And those things came together where, as you mentioned, no sacks, which Bryson throws the ball really well. And when he has time and can make those decisions necessary, then it leads to not only the yards, as you said, but also the points. And, gosh, that's super effective. And especially we were much more effective on third down, which has kind of added to the consistency.
I was telling Hans yesterday on our podcast, I really felt like the play of the game wasn't necessarily the first touchdown, but was the 3rd and 8, because a lot of situations you've been stuck in 3rd and long, and to be able to convert one on a beautiful pass and an incredible catch by Brady Boyd and then turn that into a touchdown the next play, to me, that's where things really got working in your favor.
I just mentioned that in my press conference at noon. I thought one of the biggest plays of the entire game was the 3rd play of the game after really not much success on 1st and 2nd down. Bryson is under pressure. He's being hit and throws it. And the beautiful pass, Brady Boyd goes up for it and converts the first 3rd down, which just there was something about that play that just kind of ignited the team. And next player to play after, if I remember correctly, was a touchdown. Defense then is playing really well, and then it really just compounded from there. Offense, defense, field position from special teams, and really never look back after that stage of the game.
Brady Boyd with his first 100-yard plus game on the season. Just talk about Brady, his progression, how he's come along, and the role that he plays as a senior for this team.
Yeah, it's really cool because, again, the transfer portal is a unique space, and there's plenty of things that are challenging about it, but there's also some great things that can happen with it. And so Brady, University of Minnesota and Texas Tech, and neither of those two experiences ended up where he really had the experience that he wanted, needed, or the production and playing time, and comes here and as a senior, how he's contributing the team first mentality, the complete buy-in and work ethic, his intent in that game, not only the production, but how he went about it was it's just great for our team, and it's really good for him, it's an example of the portal working and working really well for not only a program such as ours, but also a young player.
Defense really was flying around, making plays, getting stops, getting off the field in 3rd down, forcing turnovers. What was it about the game plan and the execution that allowed you guys to be so successful there?
Again, the best week of practice we've had as a program since I've arrived. My messaging, again, there's 2 parts. It's not only what you do, which are the tactics and the techniques, but it's how you do it, and that's the mindset. We talked about culture a little bit either last week or the week before, and ultimately the teams I coach and would like to be a calling card is that they just simply play harder, longer, and more violently and more physical, and that's just becomes their DNA. And the week of practice was the closest to that I'd seen in my time here in Logan. And then, but there's also kind of a sub-story. The defense played, held San Jose State, really explosive team, to 25 points. 24 scored on the defense in New Mexico, and now 14. There's an undercurrent of kind of just here comes our defensive unit, here comes our secondary, and here comes a group that's becoming more and more and more capable and reflective of what we all want them to be and who they're becoming, which I think is kind of a backstory.
So, Coach, catch me up on Matira Brown a little bit. I saw that in the second quarter he picks up an interception. I don't know a lot about him, so help me know more about him and that interception that he had.
Yeah, so Matira came to us from Snow College, and Matira has been playing inside linebacker for us, and with the players we have at that position and some lack of depth at what we call our SAM position, or kind of the apex player, the field and space player. Matira has played there some as well, and he's also played our will linebacker, kind of our boundary edge rush position. And so he's super versatile. He's really smart, and he's just a journeyman right now in giving us where it might not be a full 22, meaning a full two deep defensively. And most of the best defenses that I've coached, there's been about 14 players you could really call on, maybe one additional D lineman, maybe one extra backer, maybe a safety, maybe a corner, but rarely has it been a full 22. Matira has kind of given us the equivalent of someone that can be a primary backup at all four linebacker spots. And so super smart, big, fast, athletic, and just, really fun to be around.
Bronco Mendenhall right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. UNLV, defensively, they're giving up points, but that is as dynamic of an offense as you're going to face all year. What do you expect against the Rebels here in the early stages of your preparation? Yeah,
really, just what you've mentioned. I've kind of been addressing that all day. So they lead the league in scoring, and they also lead the league in points allowed. And that's a really unique combination. So their games are explosive, where there's big plays and there's drives and there's points offensively, and then they're very capable defensively, and they're taking the ball away at a high level. And then just some inconsistencies, where you'll see some big plays against them. And so it really, man, you got to battle and reset and battle and reset and battle and reset and be ready to play 4 quarters of football. And it usually is pretty arrhythmic when you're watching them. And the swings are pretty large, and the emotional swings and the momentum pretty significant, just by the nature of what we said statistically of what they've shown so far in the season.
So, Bronco, to finish, at UNLV, at Fresno State, Boise State at home. I know this is a gauntlet. It's the who's who of Mount West Conference, and it's going to be tough. But let's start with this coming Saturday against UNLV. Kind of your thoughts in that game.
I really like the way it shapes up. I mean, it's Mountain West football, and you just mentioned the names and the brands of each school, but really I think everyone is so similar, including Utah State. And so different style of play versus UNLV, and we're on the road, right, when we haven't cracked that code yet. So we're all anxious, team, coaches, staff, players, everyone, anxious to be able to have what we just did translate and take it with us, and then do it again, and then finish at home. But what a cool opportunity for this program. And I think, we certainly haven't gotten ahead of ourselves, but I like the way it lines up for an amazing finish. And really, as a coach, you want to be playing or helping your players just have every game be meaningful all the way through November. And these kids have positioned themselves, and our staff has positioned ourselves for exactly that to happen. And so we're going to go after it.
Coach, appreciate your time as always. Thanks for joining us.
Love it. Go get them.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, Coach.
Bye.
There he is, Bronco Mendenhall, head coach of Utah State, right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.